Done our dough, chaps. We've done our dough.
Welcome back to another week of odds. Emirates Stakes Day, what I'm still calling Emirates Stakes Day, is behind us, and we're now into episode 23. So the Flemington Carnival is done, and not a whole lot of profit to report this year. Derby Day was good. Again, recapping, didn't extract enough from that. They were the results we needed. Didn't get enough of the exotics out of it. Melbourne Cup Day was just a wipeout, and last week, just sort of middling, got back 48.93, so around about the $2 loss. The big sort of ticket wins were a tissue was really good running into second, but with the Sportsbet promo, we got paid as a winner, so that was great. Getting Pericles at 20-1 in Sydney was excellent. I don't know why they drifted. It was 13s the day before, then it went to 21s. High quality horse, just hadn't had a lot of luck, so that was a nice one. Sunshine in Paris was great. Rainbow Gnario, what a deserved winner. It was flailing around 50 metres sort of before the line, then it just surged somehow through the middle. Well deserved, excellent win. So it was those sort of four results that got us back to level pegging. Rohija was good in race 2. There was some other things like Bustler in Perth was good running second. We could have probably made something better out of that with the Quinella with Casino 17 at 20-1, but wasn't to be. So overall, after 22 weeks, 15.5% return on the races, 13.7% return on sport, which has sat there for a few weeks now, actually haven't done anything, and overall just over 15% return. So it's steady, if nothing else, and we're still waiting for that knockout week where we can really zoom up. But I haven't got a lot of bonus bets to help us, $3.25, so sort of have to do it the hard way, the old school way, the traditional way of just picking winners and making money. So this week's a bit transitional. The Caulfield 1000 meeting is quite good, especially the later races on the card. Sydney is at Newcastle. They've got a couple of good races. It's New Zealand Cup, so we'll briefly go over there and have a look at that. And then Perth's heating up, so there's 5 listed or above races there. So transitional as in there's no real standout. I mean, obviously Caulfield's a standout meeting, but we'll sort of spread our bets. So we'll start there. The first 3 races are a bit of a write-off. There's not really that much value. Race 1, the Vale Colin McKenna, so at 1700 metres, 74 grade. Big field, not really anything super juicy. Hurricane's been running in better races, and the market doesn't seem to have picked up here. Like 21 is crazy overs, so I'll be having something each way on that in a very winnable race. Carhoff, number 5, should go forward. It's been very consistent. A lot of placings, 10-1's pretty good. The favourites are beatable. Shaw was good in its first 2 wins. The last 2, it's looked a bit grinding down the straight. High and Proud looks like a horse on the way to things. Number 8, which is the favourite. Shaw's the second favourite. High and Proud's on the way to things, but very beatable. Ruakaka number 13 is way under the odds. It's 750. That should be 15s. I don't think that's going to threaten. Farewell to Air number 14 is an interesting runner. That's 9s and it's very dangerous. So in a very open race, in a race that anything could happen, I'd go each way on Hurricane number 2, each way on Farewell to Air number 14, and then a Quinella for 2 Hurricane, 8 High and Proud, 5 Carhoff, and 14 Farewell to Air. And then we move on. Race 2, another one that we sort of are just getting out of the way before the good stuff comes along. Bellinger has been consistent, resumes here. The claim is good, the odds are good. +4s was really cool in Adelaide, winning, leading all the way, holding on. It looked like it lost the photo. It won at 40-1, great name. Now it's 12s. If it's the leader's track at Caulfield, that is a very good play at $12, so keep that in mind. Padgelone resumes, worthy second favourite at $6.50. Keep that in mind too. Lady Di is value, number 11 at 15s. And then going down to Tiffany Valentine's the favourite. 3 kilo claim is good. But open race, very beatable. I wouldn't be taking it. Harry Got Styles, also number 13, I like. So I'd be doing each way on +4s. Each way on Harry Got Styles, and then a big Quinella for 2 Bellinger, 4 +4s, 6 Pantalone, 11 Lady Di, Die. 13, Harry Got Styles. So that's a big one. And then a trifecta, all of those, just recapping, 2, 4, 6, 11, 13, into the same, into Tiffany Valentine on its own for third. Just going to take a punt that favourite might just run third. So, yeah, not a good betting race, mostly avoid, but I'll be interested to see if plus fours can lead and hold on. If Belgium goes and takes a nice sit up second. Pantalone sort of looks like the horse that's been placed for this, but we will see. Yep, that's that. Race 3. Oh, we sort of take a dip here in quality. This one I had a look at, and I could definitely say I do not really want to bet on anything, but let's just do Big Alina number 2 for the bonus bet's sake. Each way, $6. Seems decent. Regal Vow hasn't won enough for me, and a lot of these horses are up and down in form. So yeah, a real race to avoid. I would say Sassy Boom was a bit of a high-class horse in its last prep, and then now it's sort of struggling a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But yeah, we'll skip over that pretty quickly. Okay, Blue Sapphire Stakes Group 3. Here we start to get into some good stuff. So I Am Velvet's been wayward a little bit in its runs recently. It makes it hard to sort of jump on. Cavity Bay is over the odds at 15s. It's been running in good company. It's been running consistently. Not really sure why it's 15s in a race like this. Cottagio number 4, I'm just going to say that Cup Day form is a total write-off, and you could just forget. You can put a line through that. So I think the 480 is very short for a horse that won like that one race. Pisces has been really good in its previous prep, and it's often had to have a lot of wide barriers, and it's had to tough it out after being like 3 wide. So barrier 2 here with James was on board. It's a big chance to turn things around. It's sort of that, on the other hand, versus Coleman, who's been running in really good races and running well, but hasn't been winning for a while. So in a sense, the 220 about Coleman's good because it's really dropping in grade and it could just put these away. But at that time, Pisces offers some value. And then there's a few knockout shots there in like Ruta Royale, and if I Am Velvet, if it sort of can manage itself well, or if they can, just improve it. So I'd have a bet on Coleman just for the class drop. It'll find this a lot easier. But Pisces at the same time is quite a good play. So that's what I do. Exotics, I'm not even going to do anything, but I'll just say the Cavity Bay is a good place bet. Moving right along, sports bet, Village Stakes, 1100 metres listed race. This one's interesting. Ferrari's been a favourite in a lot of its races lately. Actually, wait a minute. No, it hasn't run here before. It's a horse that I just always think of that would like Caulfield. So that will go up. Kim likes Caulfield, suited here. Salui has been running in better grade, drops back for this one. So that's something to watch. Len Picker's going to run on hard. Celsius Star's going to run on hard. That ran on really well in that opening race on Cox Plate Day. Made up a lot of ground late. I feel like that Mooney Dolly profile often translates to Caulfield. From barrier 5, that's a really good place chance, especially if it's run on. Currently $26.05 for the place. Very good value. I really like Miraval Rose in terms of winning. It's been running at better races in Sydney and Brisbane. It was close up in its last prep. The form doesn't look very good on paper, but it's a lot better than that. It ran into a couple of wet tracks. Really classy. It's won here before and could just sit off these and put them away. Holy Racket will go up on the speed, so will Ferrari. Len Picker will sit back. I'd be having an each way bet on Miraval Rose. I'll take on Ferrari and having a place bet on Celsius Star. And then a Quinella for 1 Celsius Star, 3 Salui, 6 Miraval Rose, and we'll throw in 2 Len Picker just because it's value. That'll be an interesting race in terms of how they profile, and I think Ferrari's a little too short, probably close to what it should be, but a little too short. And Kim, it's just not a force I like. So that's just bias coming in, which if you've got to manage your own internal sort of how biased you are in terms of horses you like and don't like. Next one, race 6, 1200 metres group 3. This one is an excellent race. A lot of chances though, so it makes it sort of hard betting wise. Opening at the top, Anisa, formerly high-class horse from the last prep, ran a lot of good races. Struggling for form here, top weight, barrier 14. Makes it difficult, that's why it's $18. To Be or Not to Be has been really excellent this prep. It's sort of had a couple of bad barriers to deal with. Last time down the straight, it just went for home a little bit too early. Looked really good and then got overtaken. So barrier 15, over 1200 at Caulfield. It's going to be tough. The 550, it's probably fair actually, because it's probably the best horse in the race. It's just got to go back and then contend with this draw. Rich Johnny's the equal favourite. Not really sure why. I don't think that is... it was a good win, Mooney Valley at last start, yes, but it's got barrier 10 to deal with. She's got Pizzazz, the second favourite. Excellent win in the country. I know that it's different grade, but just the way that it went up to them and went on by, not even really being pushed out, that said a lot to me. So I'd rather be on that than Rich Dotty. Campari Twist was really strong. It's at third, and then it went up and took the lead, and it really kicked on well. Barrier 5, that can sit up on the pace. $26, crazy value. I think 7 for the place is excellent, so I'll be putting that in. Tessa's Choice, number 9, really done nothing wrong. 20 to 1's a gift. Swifties is interesting. I'll talk about this for a sec because it won its first race by a big margin. Then it went to Mooney Valley and just sort of went back, and it might just not have handled the track. Like a lot of horses don't really like it there, and it's only had 2 runs. Barrier 13 is tricky, but $34 is massive overs. Crazy. So that's definitely worth putting in Quinella's. And then there's a few down here, like Maryland's Edge knocked up on Melbourne Cup Day. Something really didn't seem to be right because it just pulled back through the field without really being ridden out. So probably disregard that. Its first win was good. I bet on it on Melbourne Cup Day. $34 is good value. On display, it's had 1 run. You can make a case for that. So really good betting race. I'd be going each way on She's Got Pizzazz, number 7. Each way on number 8, Campari Twist. And then Cornella's with 2, To Be or Not to Be. 7, She's Got Pizzazz. 8, Campari Twist. 9, Tessa's Choice. 12, Swifties. And let's just hope that Maryland's Edge doesn't do anything. That's race 6. Moving on to race 7. This is another excellent betting race. So there's a few things here. Aliana's the favourite at $3.30. Probably not great value because it's got barrier 11 to deal with, and it wasn't a strong field that it beat. I think that was on Melbourne Cup Day, opening race. And this is a very strong race, so it shouldn't be that price. Zaytung was excellent last time winning at Flemington, but it doesn't really like it as much at Caulfield. It's going to be a bit trickier. Has got a good barrier to be up on the pace. I think that even though it's had a few runs in this prep, it's going to hold that form really well. It'd be very tough to beat. Double Market was excellent at on Cox Plate Day. Transitioning from a maiden into a Group 2 race and winning well. It did come from the right position, but I mean, not many horses can do that. So for barrier 6 this time, I think that's excellent value at $19 to win and 5 the place, especially to run a place. In terms of being set for this race and timings, Matisse, 3 runs into its prep, is well placed for this. It was really good last time. I didn't like it. I didn't think it was going to be the horse that would improve that much, but it did. Barrier 13 to contend with, but $18 is overs. Dominette is probably the main one. 3 runs in, was really good last time. Got a little bit blocked for a run. It's paying 15s. That's probably, with Craig Williams on board now, it makes a lot of sense that that's the inform runner. And then a couple of other ones to mention. Lovely Cup was really good last time. Supercilious was great on Melbourne Cup Day, running 3rd. And Stage and Screen, really good run. Barrier 3 is pretty perfect for it. So it's a really open race. I don't know if that makes it on. And I haven't mentioned Two Die Lizzie back to Caulfield where it had that really good win. So that's Ohms at 18. So it makes it really hard. I think Zaytung is the class, but 440 is not really the value. I wouldn't be taking Aliana. I would be going each way on Dominetta, certainly. I think it's well placed. And then place bets on Double Market. And then Quinella. You could probably do 2 different Quinellas here. You could do one for 6, 9, 4, 6, 9, and 13. And then you could do another one for 1, 3, 5, and 7, and 10. Yeah, sort of split your forces a little bit, but it's a good race. Double market for the players, Dominant each way. and just, yeah, it'd be a good one to watch. Stage the Screen probably is the right sort of kind of Caulfield horse, but yeah, go for, there's a lot of cases to be made there. So yeah, I wouldn't invest too heavily, but a good one to watch. And yeah, the value definitely, like dominated the 15s is really worthwhile. I'd also do maybe like a trifecta with Zaytung as a roaming banker, and then take some outsiders around that. It's just such a class runner. I think you can bank on that dial place. Race 8, Country Cups final. That one's tricky. The form's all over the place. Aaron Bay won Melbourne Cup Day, but again, disregard the form. It's just not going to stack up, I don't think. Jimi Hendrix is good second up. Great name for a horse. Surprised no one's done that earlier. I would just have an each way bet on... actually nothing. I would cut the each way bet. I would just do a Quinella for Jimi Hendrix number 2, Sunsets number 9, 10 Picaroon, and 17 Torrenzino. So 2, 9, 10, 17. Maybe each way on Sunsets because it's been running in better races and it's won here previously. But race to avoid, I wouldn't be taking the favourites odds on New York Hurricane. I would move on. Now we've got the Sir Rupert Clarke Stakes, race 9 here over 1400. Excellent race, excellent betting race, and excellent watching race. What I want to point out first of all is another will up to Group 1 in grade. This isn't the strongest Group 1 by any means, so if it's going to win one, it probably would be this. It was good last time, beating Jimmy Star in that Group 2. Again, I didn't think that was a good field. Southport Tycoon is a really good horse. My only query is, like, they've taken it up to Sydney and now it's back again. Has it sort of been around the place too much? But it's going to go back from barrier 12. It has got the top weight, but it's a really good horse, a really underestimated horse. It probably should be a little bit like, it's paid 10. It probably should be like 12 or 14. But something about it, against this company, I don't want to overlook. Gentleman Roy and Buffalo River should go forward. War Machine as well. If they can set a reasonably fast pace, maybe Tuvalu as well, that should help out Southport Tycoon. A few of these others are going to run on, but if it's a solely run race, it could sort of be the end of them. So hopefully that'll happen. Climbing Stars over the odds at 16s. That's had 2 runs to sort of settle into the prep. It's a better horse than what maybe the form indicates. Perfect Barrier in 6. Jimmy Star, it's a great name, and it's a horse you just want to get around. Everyone loves that sort of horse that shapes from the back, that runs on. Is it going to win? Is it not? Like Fangirl, Chautauqua race like that. It's very appealing to the eye, but it's often not appealing to the wallet when they don't win. And I just feel like Jimmy Star's jumping in class a lot, and from barrier 1, it's going to, like, where's it going to be? It's going to go back on the fence, and I just think the 320 is too short. Charmstone was good last time. Barrier 3 is pretty perfect for that, 52 kilos, $14. That's excellent value. Roll High is a horse I like, but I think it's better at Flemington or on a bigger track. I don't think Caulfield will suit that much. Run Harry Run. I've liked that in other races, but I just feel like here it might be a bridge too far in terms of class. Stapati's back in form a little bit, but I'm going to overlook that. War Machine profiles well. Barrier 4, 52 kilos. Was 8th behind Lake Forest last time in that really good race. So $12 is good value here. I want to be on Bitter Creek. This was 50 to 1 just before. Now it's into 40s, but it was really good winning on Moonee Valley, on Cox Plate Day at Moonee Valley, I should say, being Pisces. Then it ran behind Switzerland in that really competitive Coolmore Stud Stakes. It sat at the back. It just got a little bit... It jumped and was going to sit at the back all the time. That was its profile, but when it was back there, it sort of got blocked in for a little bit, and then it couldn't get out. And then when it could, it ran home really solidly behind Switzerland. It was never going to win, but that was a good race. Much better race. Well, not necessarily a better race than this, but it ran against better horses of its own age. So 50 kilos, nothing on its back. Barrier 10, it'll go back. If there is that fast pace, I would like to be on that for a place. The $9 is great value. So place on Bitter Creek for me. Avoiding Jimmy Star. Avoiding another will even. I'll go each way on Southport Tycoon and then Quinellas to 1. I'll throw another will into the Quinella. 1, Southport Tycoon. 4, another will. 6, Climbing Star. That's a yes on the value. 10, Charmstone. And 16, Bitter Creek. And it'll probably be War Machine that puts me out. And I'll do that for a trifecta as well. So Quinellas and tries. Then on to race 10. This one's a bit like the early races. It's just really open. The form is a bit all over the place. British Angels won here before, paid 30. It's really good value. Cigar Flick's a horse I like, but I feel like it's better suited at Flemington. I'm just going to take a few that are value. Like Sans Duke was favourite on in that last race that it ran in. Was that Cup Day or was that Derby Day? Derby Day, yeah. $5.50 there, and now it's paying 12. So that's value. Facile number one's also value. So I'd be doing a Carnival for 1 Facile, 2 Sans Duke, 4 Neons, 5 Extra 2, and 9 Mr. Mbini. Mr. Mbini first up. I mean, for a horse that's had 6 starts with 3 wins and 2 placings, it's good. It's been in good company. For barrier 1, that's much better value than Neons from barrier 7 at 240. So yeah, each way maybe actually on Mr. Mbini. Let's do that. And then Quinel's 1, 2, 4, 5, and 9. So that's Caulfield. Let's jump across to Riccarton and have a look at the New Zealand Cup. Good meeting over there. Lots of good betting races. The Cup's a bit all over the place. The form, initially I didn't like Beavertown Boy. I thought it was a bit of a non-winner. It is the favourite, paying 5. The more I look at the replays though, it sort of did run on quite well, probably shapes into this really well. The more that I went down the field, I was looking for horses that were going to be threats, and the more I looked, the more I didn't see anything, and I was just thinking, wow, it's really tricky. So in the end, probably I would have something on that favourite Beavertown Boy. It's got a lightweight as well. And then Fierce Flight likes the distance, will be running on. I think it will get a decent pace to run on from, and I'd be going for just a small place bet on that, even though it's 7 starts at the track and it's never run a place. So that's bad, but just something for fun there. So that's the New Zealand Cup. And then moving on to Newcastle. So we'll do 2 races here. So the Hunter, the Group 2, first of all. Looking at this, Rustic Steel really likes the track. Coal Crusher's been in good form lately. Brias is the favourite. I think it's a huge jump to go from 88 grade to this Group 2. I know it's got 53 kilos, but I want to be on Private Eye. It's very close up this prep. Great campaigner. It's coming off, running in a Group 1 and then in the Everest behind Bell and Nipotina. I think it can win here with 60. I think it goes back with the from barrier 11. I think it can reel these in. I want to be on it. And then Quinela's 1, 4, Far Too Easy with number 1, Private Eye. We'll throw in number 9, Contahele. I think that's good value at 15s. And then do I put in Briasa? I'm going to leave it. I'm going to put in Felix Majestic only because it's a horse that I like. And I just, if that happened to run second somehow, it'd be a cool Quinella to get. So 1, 4, 9, and 12. And then race 9. The Beaufort over 2,300. Initially, I thought that the form here was like some of those other races, a bit up and down, a bit mixed. But I think there's a little bit to be said for Wycliffe. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's a horse I always say, it's the battler of stayers, and like a race with Wycliffe. Why would I bet here? But it's being damn consistent, and it's sort of converting me. So I like the form of that, and I like Spirit Ridge too. I think that's overs at 8s. And Naval College is too flaky to be $4. Herman Hess is going up from Victoria and might not like Sydney per se. So 1 and 4 for me, small each way bets on those, and then throwing in number 11 Balance Play. Good UK form and might improve here. So Quinella for 1, 4, and 11. So that's Newcastle done, and then let's have a quick look over at Ascot where things are heating up. So race 5, the Colonel Reid Stakes. I just want to make a point here of looking at Kripolenko. Great name for a horse. Excellent. I don't know if it's related to Patrick Cripps at all, but just beautiful, beautiful name. This is a horse that wins at odds. I missed it a few weeks ago when it resumed. I can't believe it started at $26. It's one of those horses that gets to the front and holds on and sticks its head out. So it won at 26s. Then it won again at 14s the next start. And then somehow it jumped to a Group 3 and it started at 20 to 1 and then still ran third. So all these juicy dividends that I've missed out on, it hurts. So here it's running, it's 50 to 1. I'll have something on it just because it's one of those horses. And an each way bet on Man Crush. I know Western Empire's the favourite, but it resumes. It's been a bit not inconsistent. It's a very consistent horse, but I just think that that's too short in a pretty good competitive field. So each way on Man Crush, I think that'll go forward and be a good each way play. And yeah, something on Kribolenko. That's race 5. Race 6, the Champion Filly Stakes. This one is a really good race. Ron's Final Flutter, terribly named. I don't know where that came from, but it runs home really well. The form's excellent, so that's something to consider. Flower of Gold was really unlucky last time. It surged late. London's Image won and paid well. Flower of Gold, it's interesting. It's one of those horses that a few starts ago it was running at 20-1 and wasn't really like a boom horse, but now it's favourite for this. I like number 3, Divine Impact, and number 5, Storyville. I think that they're sort of 3 runs in, that they're going to improve, and they're sort of in that second favourite to 10-1 sort of bracket. So Divine Impact's 9, Storyville's 650. So I'd be going those. And the other goes down to 12, some of the bigger fields at the come. So that's what I'd look at. Race 7, the RJ Peters Stakes, 1500 metres, Group 3. This one, I had to go down the order a bit before I found something I wanted to bet on. Investment Strategy, number 7, second up. Good form from last prep. I think that's ready to improve. And then number 8, Love and War. That's a favourite I'd like to be on. I don't often jump on sort of favourites just out of, or get really excited about them. I'm usually looking for outsiders, but I think that that's a good horse that's going to develop into an even better horse. So I like the 360 about that. Second up. And I'll do a Quinella for 7, 8. No, I'll throw in the 9 because I just want some consecutive numbers within the Quinella. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5 horse box Quinella. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And yeah, each way on Investment Strategy and each way on Love and War. Then into race 8, the Placid Arc Stakes, listed race, 1200 metres. Big field here, really cool. Classic Ascot racing, big field. This will be a great one to watch. Favourites are Wind in the Line and Repossession. Form's been good, but like you can say that a lot for a lot of these horses. A lot of them are coming in off a win or multiple wins. Magna's Choice down the order, number 17, looks like a really promising horse. Number 20, Skullbone and Pig, another terribly named horse. I don't know where these ideas come from. I really like number 1 and number 2. So Dreamerlot's been close up in group listed company already. Bodes well for this. Barrier 9's decent. 30-1 is overs. And then the same for number 2, Keep It a Mystery. Been running an open grade. It's been winning or placing, and yeah, 40-1. I think it's great value and could continue on. So each way on 1, each way on 2, and then a Quinella for 1, 2, 4, 5. Sorry, no. 1, 2, 5, 6, and 10. So leaving out that favourite. So the 2 I mentioned, the outsiders 1 and 2. Then 5, Torino was really strong last time when it won. It was big odds that day. It's 12 this time. Barrier 2, everything ticks. It's a go. Horcrux number 6, sort of a ditto scenario, 20-1, really good value. And then 10, Siren Assault. Great name. Form has been consistent. Barrier 20 is tough, but let's take a punt. So Quinella 1, 2, 5, 6, and 10. Same for Trifecta. And then race 9, the Juggle Biz Classic listed race. This one was tough. I sort of wanted to scrap it at the end because it was just a big field and we're already going to be splitting the bets up too much. So that was a big field. I just looked through it all and just thought that number 2, Live to Tell, is value. The form on paper doesn't look that good, but one of those runs was in a listed race, wasn't far away. Didn't run well last time, but before that, especially last prep, it had been quite good, and I just think it's over the odds. So something each one on that. So yeah, that covers a lot of meetings. It's pretty much the spring's winding down, but yeah, let's see how we go. We're still waiting. We're still chasing that big sort of payday weekend, and it's definitely coming soon. And otherwise, we're just holding steady, 15% up, holding our ground. And yeah, good luck to you. It's going to be a great week. Bye.
And then came Sweet Liaison as they turned for home. Jefferson, he's been in front every inch of the way. He's out like 2.